Hello guys. Yeah. Welcome back to my channel, Shalak. This is the end of the week, last working day ko to. Actually for today, I did only like 2 or 3 hours, around like close to 3 hours, just for me to complete my 36 hours for the week. So alam mo, isa 'to sa mga nagustuhan ko dito sa company na 'to is that, they actually, find ways on how you will be able to complete your 36, hours, guaranteed hours every week. So, yun yung nagustuhan ko. Kasi sa mga iba, when your orientation, sometimes they really don't care if you fall behind the 36 hours. Sometimes they will even put PTO on it, but some don't, and then you just get paid less. So here they will really find ways on how you will be able to complete your 36 hours, 36 hours guaranteed hours. So talagang as in yung pay mo is just ito based lang for my own experience. The pay that I'm getting in my previous job in Ohio, it's more than pa sa orientation program na 'to. More than pa sa orientation program na 'to, kesa sa pang second year ko na doon sa Ohio. And really, the no state tax, no county tax, only the federal tax, Medicare, and the SSS or SSN tax really helps a lot in your net pay over here. As in, hindi mo siya mapapansin siguro ng so much pagdating. Pero maano mo din, yung parang, as in, yung parang 200, 250 or $300 per paycheck really like helps out, 'di ba? Parang nakakatulong talaga siya. Imagine niyo na lang, 'di ba, kung nakaka-save ka ng mga gano'n. In a month, you're gonna end up saving like $400, then times like 12, that's like $4,000 to $5,000 a year. So of taxes, right? County, state tax, mga ganon. So it really helps a lot. But anyway, let's not talk about that because that's not the real reason why I am here facing in front of the camera. I really do apologize. Sometimes yung mata ko is gumagalaw dito, gumagalaw doon because constantly, of course, being a blogger or being a content creator, our eyes, especially, well, hindi na ako bago, but still, sometimes I forgot to look at into the camera like this. And sometimes my eyes is rolling back and forth, sometimes sa gilid, mga ganyan. So, meron kasi akong napansin na comment na gano'n and then clinarify ko lang. And, talagang gano'n, mahirap din yung parang nag-iisip ka while you are formulating your ideas or concept or thoughts on how you will be able to say it in a very nice way or in a decent way, na hindi ka naman makakasakit. Sometimes kasi parang ano, anong tawag dito? Um, naka nung dati wala akong bularas talaga akong magsalita. Pero now, I try a little bit, pero kung ano kasi yung nakikita niyo guys, yun na yun. I really don't, edit much. Walang take two dito, like, "Uy mag-ano tayo, pindutin ko yung" kagaya nito ika-cut ko na naman tapos iisipin ko yun sa wala. Tuloy-tuloy. Tuloy-tuloy yung ano, yung nagra-run or nagro-roll yung camera. And at the same time, nag-aano din yung eyes ko guys, kung mapapansin niyo hindi ko yan ano, kinakaila na parang nag-aagaw or nagdo-double vision ako. It's because, I don't know the cause, but nung bata ako, I remember, we were playing, nung mga pinsan ko ganyan and they were throwing like rocks and rocks tapos parang natamaan yung mata ko and then I was brought to the hospital. Hindi naman siya dumugo or something. I don't know if that is the cause, pero nung bata pa talaga ako parang nagdo-double vision or nag-aano na yung mata ko. Hindi naman ako cross-eye talaga totally, but sometimes, nag-aagaw yung paningin ko. Um, I forgot how they call it in our dialect. But yun yung explanation kung bakit parang nagro-roll yung sometimes yung eyes ko or something nakatingin. And another thing is that, sometimes I forgot to look at the camera. Sabi nga ng ano, yung sino ba yung nag-advice sa'kin about vlogging? Always look at the camera and pretend that you are talking to your, subscriber or to your people, by that lens, mga gano'n. Shalak! Pero sana masanay tayo ng masanay, especially kapag nasa public ako guys, kung minsan nahihiya pa rin ako. So, sometimes hindi ako nakakatingin ng diretso sa camera ng ganyan, 'di ba? But, anyway, yon. So much for that. Pag-usapan natin yung hemodialysis. Ang daming intro 'no, umabot na tayo ng 6 minutes sa intro pa lang. Shalak! Sana nandito pa rin kayo hanggang ngayon 'no? Okay. Sana nandito pa rin kayo hanggang sa 6 minutes na 'to at matapos niyo 'tong video na 'to. Yun nga, sa first 3 weeks ko guys, puro modules lang yung ginagawa ko, learning new things. And sabihin ko sa inyo, yung first week ko hands-on training. Now, nung first week, nagkaroon na kami ng parang hands-on training sa machine pero wala pang patients. Yung pinaka-first week namin. We're in is training center yon ng parang hospital services because acute care nurse dialysis nga ako. I'll be working in a hospital, 1-to-1 nurse-patient ratio. 1-to-1 at the bedside. So yon, bedside 1-to-1. So yon, pwede rin sa unit at sometimes, pero usually bedside kapag acute. So, bihira yung unit. Kapag nasa unit kasi siguro, you can handle 3 or 4, but, hindi ka meron kang PCA na tutulong sa'yo, magka-cannulate, magse-setup ng machine, more on documentation ka. O, 'di ba? Pero usually walang gano'n, ang pinaka-ano daw na assignment is usually bedside 1:1. So, kuwento ko na sa inyo kung ano yung parang, naramdaman ko or ano yung impression ko. Halata naman sa mukha ko, 'di ba, na parang masaya, contented, and very, very happy, super! Though meron din namang, minimal frustration, especially on the first day, but it was manageable. It was just like a frustration or like confusion, learning new things, especially on how to set up the machine. So yung first day ko guys, that was Tuesday, as in, I said, hindi ko naman sinabi na sabi ko, hindi ko naman sumagi sa isip ko na, ay, ayoko na or susuko ako sa ganito. No, not at all. Because I know that this is really what I want. And I want to try this at least minimum of like 8 months to a year. I know there will be hurdles, challenges, and everything. But it will comes along the way. It will, parang kasama na yon if, especially if you're trying to learn new skills. So, nung first day, I was like, hindi ko talaga siya siguro mga nakadalawang patient kami at that time. As in, sabog-sabog talaga ako, besh. Nung inopen ko na yung water system, I mean, oh my God, ang daming kalat and everything pagdating. Naman yung dialysis, 'di ba? It's more on water, 'di ba? More on water and everything. So, talagang mababasa at mababasa ako. Besh, grabe yung mga nangyari sa akin. But anyway, doon tayo sa pag-setup ng machine. Sa pag-setup ng machine, as in ang gulo, guys. Hindi naman sa anggulo, siguro, pero kung ma-master mo na, okay na siya. So, sa first day, as in, hindi ko talaga mag-gets. Ang dami, sabi kong step by step. You have to close all of this, clamp that, put prime, besh. Sabi ko, oh my God. Pangalawang patient, medyo nakukuha ko na ng onte. Pero sa pangalawang patient, ganun pa rin. Sabi ko, ano ba to? Pero sa pag-set up, nung pinaka last day ko na ngayon, siguro mga yung second or third day, ganyan. Doon ko nakuha, guys. Ay, ganito pala. Yung parang nag-make sense na siya na, okay, unti-unti, I know, the more na maano ako, parang ma-expose, the more na siguro na parang makukuha at makukuha ko na parang routine na lang. Kasi yung mga yung preceptor ko, as in parang wala, yeah, you know? So I remember din nung bagong salang ako sa infusion pump, hindi ko talaga alam yung gagawin, ano ko yun. Pero nung tumagal na, yung parang nasanay na ako because, ibang infusion pump din yung gamit namin sa Saudi, 'di ba? Ibang brand yung gamit. Alam mo yung gamit sa ano, gamit sa hindi kasi siya Alaris, yung sa ano, yung sa amin. Hindi rin siya Braun or something, hindi hindi gano'n, iba. Hindi siya hindi siya Alaris. So, pagdating ko dito parang nag-adjust din ako, pero hindi naman so much na nag-adjust. Pero nung after mga 6, 7 months, ganyan-ganyan lang, pak, 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 gano'n. O, 'di ba? Yung parang hindi rin ako sanay nung nag-start din ako dito, hindi rin ako sanay naman sa Omnicell, hindi rin ako sanay sa Fixes. I've tried Fixes, hindi din ako sanay sa, ano 'to, Epic, ganyan. Pero nung katagalan, pak, 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 o 'di ba? So, I'm hoping na, um, pagdating ng araw gano'n na ako parang pak, 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 oh, 'di ba? Shalak! 'Di ba, 'di katagalan ay, makukuha at makukuha din ko yung technique kung papaano mapabilis yung trabaho and comfortable sa job. So, yun yung parang naging challenge kasi Diyos ko Lord, shala. So, pinakamadali kung meron ng access yung pasyente, like for example, meron ng hemodialysis port, that would be great! Napaka-ano talaga, napakaganda talaga kung merong, hemodialysis port. Pero kung merong ano, cannula, sabi nga nila, if mas maganda daw, to start in chronic before you go into acute because at least sa chronic, doon madaming patient, mahasa ka talaga mag-cannulate. But anyway, nandito na 'to, we're already in acute, dedma, kemerot, shelek! Tapos ang ano pa dito guys, yeah, yun yung parang challenges for me. So dun naman tayo sa mga good side, yun lang yung parang naging ano sa'kin. Tapos pangalawang challenges is that it will be a long hours, but, for me, it's not a challenge kasi mahilig ako sa long hours. Ta's wala namang nag-aantay na, pamilya or something dito sa bahay. So, I can go 16, 15, 13 hours with 16 hours for me. But sometimes if you only have 2 patients, sometimes you will not go beyond 12 hours because ang nangyayari kasi guys is that, kunyari yung, time mo is 8 to 8, 8 AM ka papasok. So, 8 AM pagkarating mo, ayun, ise-set up mo yung machine, ire-rinse mo yung machine. Usually, nire-rinse na yung machine before pa pumunta sa patient. Rinse mo na yung machine, mga ganyan. It will take around 15 minutes to set up. And then, gather all of your equipments, go to the patient, set up. They will give you around up to 2 hours to start the treatment. And then once na-start na yung treatment, the treatment usually lasts for 4 hours. Tapos during those 4 hours, pwede kang mag-cellphone, pwede kang mag-selfie, pwede kang mag-pak, pak, pak, shalak, pwede kang Diyos ko Lord, kalinturan. Sabi ko ito talaga yung gusto ko. Yun nga lang, every 15 minutes of course, if the patient has low blood pressure, of course, it's up to you na kung paano mo siya iche-check. Sometimes meron kaming isang pasyente, patient has very fluctuating low blood pressure, hypotension. It's around like, 5 ano 'to, um, tawag dito, 5 to 10 minutes, mas frequent yung pag-check mo. Pero kung stable naman yung patient, and then blood pressure will really go down. But the nephrologist will give you an order, like for example, maintain blood pressure 90/70, 90/60, something like that on this range. I think if management of hypotension is meron namang naka-ano sa protocol, anong tawag dito? Pagdating sa hypotension, I think they're giving bolus, they're giving albumin. I think merong mga ano, mga protocol of what you can give. But if you have already exhaust all of those resources and still the patient is hypotensive, patuloy pa rin bumababa, that's the time that you stop dialysis. You can also manipulate the UF goal. UF goal is like I think, the amount of fluid that you can actually get rid of all of those kasi of all of those during dialysis. So, merong nakalagay na UF code. Usually, sometimes 2 liters, sometimes 3 liters. It really depends on the order. You can manipulate that and slow, especially kapag mababa yung blood pressure, hypotensive. Kasi nakita ko yung preceptor ko, yung parang binababaan niya talaga or parang very, very, yung mga experienced hemodialysis, they really know how to like respond in that kind of situation. Siguro, one of the reason then why they hire nurses in acutes who do have already hospital bedside experience, especially step-down cardiac, mga ganyan, ICU, emergency department, is because we guys know how to respond in all of those things. That's very simple. Diba? So, yun. Yun yung parang, as in, gustong-gusto ko, in fairness, for the first week, ano pa, nakapag-try na din ako mag-set up ng machine, mga ganyan. It's really cool. So, yun. After 4 hours mo, ano mo na, ibabalik mo na yung mga natirang blood. Usually, there was an instant pala sa isa naming pasyente, the patient really did become hypotensive at the end of the treatment. It became like 70 over 40, 50, something like that. So, you can stop the treatment early if that happens. And then nakita ko, just right after stopping the dialysis, patient's blood pressure goes up. O, di ba? So, just imagine na lang, kasi talagang it's really a common side effect of hemodialysis for patient to get hypotensive or low blood pressure. It's just that kapag sobrang baba, dun tayo magkakaproblema. Kapag 90, 100 from 130 na baseline, I think that would still be manageable because, of course, you are pulling blood. There's two lines. We have the arterial and the venous. The arterial line will pull the blood, goes into the dialyzer, and then after that, once kini-clean up niya yung blood sa dialyzer, after that, it will goes to another line, goes back to the patient through the venous line. So yun, maintindihan niyo talaga yun kapag ano kayo, pag nag-start na kayo ng training, guys. So yun, pagka pagkakaganon, sabi ko nga sa inyo, there was an instance na in-stop early yung treatment. Stop the dialysis. Kapag hindi na talaga kayang i-manage or the patient cannot continue the dialysis due to unstable vital signs or the patient becomes critically ill, stop the dialysis. That's it. Inform the nephrologist, inform the primary nurse. Exit Sherlock! O, diba? Ay, nako, imagine niyo 1-to-1. Tapos after nun, stop mo na yung dialysis. It will take around 30 minutes to an hour for everything. So, based from what I've remembered, the average that we stay on one patient is, pinaka-minimum na is around like 5.5 or 6 hours per each patient. So, you can, in 12 hours period, or in more than 12 hours, like 13 hours paid, you can have only 2 patients. And in between those interval, the 4 hours, it will just be your like low, especially if the patient is really stable. Like Shalak! Anong nangyari sa TikTok? Ano na nangyari sa Facebook? Okey yan. Ayan, pak, 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 shalak. You can use your phone. No one will wala, 'di ba? Shalak, 'di ba? Hindi katulad sa ano, sa ibang unit yung parang, "Why are you using your phone? You still have tasks to complete." Hmm, 'di ba? So, you have your assigned patient per day. So, if you have 2 patient, your only goal is to dialyze and complete the treatment for those 2 patient. That's it. Complete the treatment and then go home, 'di ba? Kung mamadaliin mo yung pasyente, you can go home early, 'di ba? Kung mabilis ka talaga mag-work, you can go home early, 'di ba? So, it's not like sa emergency department, if minadali mo yung work, natapos ka na lahat, "Oh, tapos ka na, caught up ka na sa mga patient mo, tumulong ka naman doon." Eh, di wow! Charis. Siyempre teamwork, 'di ba? Kaya yung mga ano, yung mga ibang nasa bedside is that binabagal-bagalan para hindi ka masyadong mapagod kasi, kapag natapos ka na sa mga gawain mo, lalagyan ka na naman, lalagyan ka naman. It's a never ending task. In my own experience, it's a never-ending work kapag nasa bedside ka or nasa emergency department ka. Never ending because the more that you are faster, the more that you will be like tired or exhausted. Here, the more that you are faster, the more that you are appreciated and more money to you. Shalak! Oh, 'di ba? Shucks. So, ita-try ko talaga 'to pag-iigihan ko, pagbubutihan ko, and hopefully maging maayos ang lahat. Shalak! Bye everyone. Mwah. Happy weekend everyone. Shalak.